The Man Who Escaped. Episode 12. Coke knew it was dangerous to stay in the police car, so he stole a motorbike from a small village.
Eric Masters had the face of a man who lived comfortably and ate well. It was the face of a man who usually didn't worry about the future. All this was gone now. He was very worried indeed when he picked up the phone and dialed nervously. At first, nobody answered at the other end. The phone rang at least 12 times, but Masters didn't hang up. Finally, a sleepy voice answered angrily.
Who is it? What the devil do you want at this hour?
It was a man's voice, and it was educated and smooth, but it had a cruel, cold edge.
Is that you, Hugo? This is Eric,
Masters said quickly. The man at the other end became even angrier.
And why are you ringing at this hour? I've been in bed for an hour.
But haven't you heard the news, Hugo? Coke's still free.
Of course I've heard. So have my friends.
The man answered coldly.
I can't sleep. I've been thinking about Coke all evening.
Perhaps you'd better take a sleeping pill.
Masters almost screamed the next question into the phone.
What are you going to do, Hugo? What are you going to do?
The man at the other end answered just as coldly and as calmly as before.
Do? We're going to kill Coke. That's what we're going to do. That is, if he's stupid enough to come to London.
The motorbike was fast, but the roads were icy. Coke drove dangerously. He knew he had to. He had very little time.
I'd better keep to the side road,
he thought. But he didn't, because the main road was much faster, and he had very little time. A police car went by in the opposite direction. He began to feel a little safer. Then, around 2 o'clock in the morning, he suddenly saw lights in his mirror. They were the headlights of another police car, and this time it was just behind him. It came closer and closer, and then suddenly speeded up. For several seconds, Coke and the car raced along side by side. Coke looked up. The two policemen in the car were looking at him, but they couldn't see his face clearly. He was wearing a helmet and goggles. Coke raised his hand and waved casually. The driver was already looking at the road again, but the other still had his eyes on Coke. Then the car speeded up again. In a few seconds, it was far ahead of him. Coke raced towards London. He knew exactly where he wanted to go.